we are going to get going here with our stars of the Thoroughbred Makeover. Now, Stuart Pittman is well known in the area for his work with thoroughbreds and eventing, and he even has solution food for wonderful thoroughbreds. This program is really a great program. These horses and trainers began their post-racing training last summer and appeared at the Retired Racehorse Thoroughbred Makeover and National Symposium at Pimlico in the fall. Now they will demonstrate their progress here for you, tell their stories, be evaluated by Olympic 3A eventing legend and thoroughbred lover Jimmy Wofford. The horses will be evaluated as prospects, and the trainers will be told what they need to go home and work on. We have Amber Longreen, age 14, on Thane as always. Alissa Ogburn, 15, on Governor Jack. And Nuno Santos with Thane. And Sara Sopher, age 15. So, without further ado, would you make welcome Mr. Stuart Pittman.
There it goes. All right. That's a big button. Jimmy Wofford out there anywhere? We heard you were right there. You had a microphone. And Nuno Santos, why don't you come out here too? Anybody else want to come out here? Get on the thoroughbred. They just can't outride these girls. All right. So you guys are in for a little bit of a treat. We've got these three amazing racehorses. Actually, only one of them is a good racehorse, but we'll get into that in a minute. And these three girls, well, two of these girls, trained these horses with no experience other than racing, starting last summer. All right, Jim. What we did, we have an organization designed to increase the demand in the marketplace for thoroughbred X-race horses. And a lot of people think they're crazy, broken down like steeds, you can't do anything, but we all know better. And so we had an event at Pimlico Racetrack in the fall, and we asked 26 trainers to go out and find themselves a horse off the racetrack. And we selected these trainers. Most of them were professionals, but Amber Longreen over here was 14 when it started. Now she's at the ripe old age of 15. And Alissa Ogburn over here was 15 years old. And we decided to let them in to see what they could do, because they both seemed like pretty good little riders. And both of them had a little help. You know, Amber's mom, Cheryl Keller, was a pretty good trainer, so that helped. And they're up at Beaucrest Farm. This is Amber Longreen over here on a horse named Thane as always. And they are also a new location adoption program facility. So they get horses in off the track all the time. And they have a bunch of pony puppers who train them, and then they put them up for adoption. And she did a great job. And then there's Alissa Ogburn over here, who's on a horse named Governor Jack. And she got her horse from Mid-Atlantic Horse Rescue, which is right here in Maryland. And they have a booth right over here, where you can buy these neat little ex-racehorse horseshoes. And that horse had sat out in the field, not done much, but before it sat out in the field, it won $100,000 on the racetrack. And he's by a sire in Kentucky named Scott Mesa, who stands for $25,000 at Three Chimneys. So if you want to breed one of these, you just write a check for $25,000 and take your mare out there and you can create one. Or you wait till it races and pick them up and train them yourself. And then over here we got a horse named Thane. Now, Sara Sopher on Thane is also 15 years old. She did not train the horse. Nuno Santos over here in the red jacket trained the horse. He was one of the 26 trainers in this event. And Thane is a little bit special. So is Nuno. Nuno's a retired racing guy. He was an assistant trainer and galloped horses for Bobby Frankel, one of the top trainers in the country, for 10 years. But before that, he was in Portugal and he did dressage and jumping. So when he decided to retire from the racetrack, Nuno that is, he decided that he would start training X-race horses and get back into his roots in dressage and jumping. And he went to his friends at Darley USA to get a horse for the makeover. And Darley USA is Sheikh Mohammed, the president of Dubai, right? Okay. Can't say the rest of the name. Can't remember it. But this horse sold for over $500,000. We're talking about the dark bay over here. They're all bays. With the S on the saddle pad for Santos sport horses. $500,000 is a yearly. He's buying a Daglia d'Oro, who's a $100,000 stud fee, out of a mare by AP Indy, one of the top sires ever. So he's pretty well bred to run, but they only ran him twice. Or was it 3 times? 2 times, twice. And they thought there might be a little something nagging, you know, it might be wrong with him. And Nuno didn't think so. Nuno thought he was perfectly sound, brought him home. So that horse was 3 years old when he started working with him. He had 3 months. He took it to Pimlico, and if you go on our website and look at some of the videos, you'll be amazed at what that horse was doing in 3 months. In 3 months, as a 3-year-old. At the end of the makeover, he made a little announcement, called this young lady over and said, "Your mom just bought you a horse." So of course she broke into tears and she hugged her mom, and it was one of those great moments. And people wonder, well, this kid really wanted to ride this horse. And she has. So we're going to see a little bit of that. So our agenda for the next hour is each one of these is going to perform one at a time for 5 minutes. And Sarah's going to get help from Nuno because he's such a great instructor. When I put the microphone on, you're not going to understand what he says. But Sarah will, right? And then Jimmy Wofford is going to jump in. The guy in the green shirt over here that you saw this morning. And he's going to give him a little riding lesson and give a little bit of insight into what he sees with each one of them. And tell them what they need to go home and work on. And then at the end we're going to give them some prizes. Or maybe just one prize. We haven't decided yet, it depends on the prize. And send it back home. Each one of these girls actually owns the horse now. The first 2 really were just training the horse with the idea that maybe somebody else would buy the horse, but neither of them would let them go. So what I'm going to do first is turn over the mic to Nuno, who is going to work with Sara. I'll give it this one. And warm her up and put her through her paces. The other 2 can do whatever you like. You can stand and watch. You can trot around and warm up a little bit. Just stay out of Sarah's way.
Okay, Sara, you ready? Okay. Let's pick up the trot. Okay, because we did a little bit of a warm-up outside already, she's going to pick up the trot, and what I want to see is, I want the horse to relax, moving forward, and stretching a little bit more his head. So hold your outside rein a little bit, Sara. We're clearing the circle here. Now, flexion a little bit to the left with your inside leg. And I'll give him a pat on the neck with your inside. As soon as he bends, a pat on the neck and inside end. Pat the neck, very good. I'm going to go along the long side, and we're going to do a half of a 10-meter circle right there in that corner. With outside rein, inside leg pushing to your outside rein. Very good. Now short diagonal to the left. With neck straight. And again, outside rein. Flex a little bit to the inside using your inside leg. A little bit more. And now let the rein slide over your fingers a little bit. A little bit more. And now push forward a little bit. And drop a little bit more. Very good. Outside rein again. Very good. And now along the long side, I want you to increase a little bit more the trot. Post a little bit higher. Very good. And now right here, you're going to take the quarter line. Then you're going to ask him to leg you a little bit to the left. So the back, a deep breath, then leg you to the left. Soften your inside end. Very good. Soften a little bit more. Very good. Then you're going to do it again. Outside right, let him trot a little bit more. Very good. And let's take the quarter line again. And do a little bit, and do another leg view to the left. Breathe, and back. Love, keep your body straight. A bit more inside leg. Very good. And a pat on the neck. Now you want to change rein. Take the diagonal. And I want you to do a halt right there in the middle. Very good. Walk. And trot. Very good. Outside rein again. Inside leg pushing to your outside rein. You're going to go straight and you're going to take that quarter line all the way at the other end of your leg. A little bit more trot, Sara, a little bit more on the working trot. Very good. Take the quarter line. Step a little bit to your right stirrup. Inside leg. Very good. Love, and look on the neck. Very good. And again. And now stretch out for a wing. Very good. Love. And keep that inside leg pushing to your outside leg. And take the quarter line again. And another leg yield to the right. Very good. Lovely. And another pat on the neck. So basically what we've been doing with Thane, we've been doing a lot of flat work with him to put him a little bit more flexible, responding to our legs, and maintaining all the time the same rhythm. And now, Sara, you're going to go straight again along the long side. You want to take the diagonal. A little bit more trot. Very good. You know, coming out of this corner, see if you can make him do a little bit of shouldering. Very good. Sit up. Outside rein. Very good. Soften your inside end. So don't move your inside rein too much. More outside rein, Sara. And let's try it again by holding a little bit more your outside rein and using more inside rein. That's fair. That's fair. Very good. Don't be shy with your inside leg. Very good. Now head on the neck. And diagonal. Let's try the other way. Outside rein. Stretch arms forward. Let him trot a little bit. Now right away go to your inside leg. Pushing to your outside leg. Now it's a little bit of shouldering. Tracking leg. Outside right, inch your inside leg. Very good, very good, very good. Head on the neck, and stretch arms forward a little bit, and let's do it again. Very good. More inside leg a little bit. Well, stretch arms forward. And now go straight. Do a 20-meter circle here. A little bit more trot. More trot. Very good. And I want you to do a halt right here in the middle of the 20-meter circle. Yeah. Very good. So walk. Don't move. Walk. Very good. Now, I want you to take a really deep breath. Shoulders back. And I want you to pick up your left big canter right here on this part. A little bit. Okay. Very good. Now breathe, sit in. Lovely. Very good. Same thing on the canter. Outside rein. Inside leg, creating a little bit of bend. And the pad on the neck with your inside hand. Very good. Wow, 20-meter circle here, sorry. Very good. Beautiful. Leg. Sit up. some weight in your stirrup. Straight. Lovely. And now, go back to trot. Take the diagonal. Very good. And now, walk right there on that corner. Very good. Breathe. And right knee cut here. No, that's the wrong thing, Sara, wrong thing. Yep, wrong thing for it. Keep the trot. And you got the right knee cut. That's better. Very good. Lovely. Whoop. Very good. Now, a 20-meter circle here. Soft leg inside and outside right. Lovely. Very good. Right. Very good. And I'll go along the long side. Stretch arms forward and swing on the tail. Very good. Very good. And now, see if you can take a little bit, take the quarter line and push him a little bit. Your leg you're going to catch. See that? Outside right. Very good. Give him a pat, go back to trot and walk. And basically that's what we've been doing with Thane.
Can we get this other mic working too? Is there anything you need to do up there to make this one work?
Should be on.
Hello, hello. Oh, it is working. All right. So that seemed kind of like slow and kind of pedestrian compared to some of the stuff you saw in here earlier today. But you know what? I'll bet you, I think it's about the best quality animal you've seen all day. And the biggest feud between a young kid and a young horse. Keep in mind that horse is just about to turn 4, and all he did was race until June. So Jimmy Wofford here is my mentor. He taught me a whole lot of what I know. But he tried, and I went to him with my thoroughbred stallion, Salute the Truth, back when we were just starting to go preliminary. At that point, Jimmy wouldn't coach you until you were going preliminary. So I had to get up to that point, and first lesson was in the indoor arena at his place, and he had me trying to, hold my hands correctly, which messed up everything I was trying to do, and then go down this line with these 3 great big oxers. And Willie stopped. Willie said, "I don't like the way you're riding," and he just shut down. And Jimmy said, "Well, these warm bloods will do that sometimes." And I told him, "No, this is not a warm blood, this is a thoroughbred." He said, "Oh, now usually the stallions are warm bloods that are competing and trying to get their approval." So he figured it was just another one of those. No, this was a thoroughbred. So we got after it a little bit, started steeplechasing through that thing, and he said, "Oh yeah, he's a thoroughbred." And he managed to get us up to a dance one way or another. And I always remember, being in his lessons with all those warm bloods and being so proud to be a thoroughbred and knowing that Jimmy liked my horse better than all the others. And he loves thoroughbreds, so that's why he's here. So he's going to give you a little bit of insight on what he just saw, his impressions, and see if he's got any pointers for Sara. Do we have more volume on the hand mic?
Just a little bit more. There we go. I think the first thing that struck me watching this first horse go is how intelligent thoroughbreds are. Because you have to imagine that this horse never knew anything except go fast in a straight line and maybe go around the turn. And now, after 90 days of intelligent and good riding, what you see here is a phenomenal athlete in development. Of course, he doesn't do high-level precise movements yet. He doesn't do huge jumps yet. But that's just a question of time now because he's had such a good start as a thoroughbred reclamation project. As thoroughbred, Stuart said, I'm a thoroughbred man. I was raised on Longreen, and this is why. because they are so intelligent and they are so athletic. And it's so gratifying to see these nice horses out here. Now, tell me, Stuart, these next two horses are going to go to a pattern also, and we're going to watch and comment here. I think I want this horse to come out and sleep on my pillow. That's what I want. He's awful cute. But these other two horses have been very, very good standing. They need to move around a little bit also.
Okay. Thank you. So, Amber Longreen, we're going to take you next, right? Or we're going to take say you next. Let's go you next. We'll raise the jumps for Amber after you jump. All right, Alissa, go ahead and show us what you've been working on with this guy. I might say a few things about him as you go. Alissa keeps her horse down the road from us, and she comes over for lessons about once a week. So I think there was some help when she was training this horse, because when she first got him, he was not only all he knew was racing, and he knew racing really well, because he ran a lot of races and he won $100,000, and he's an 8-year-old now, so he's an old-timer by racing standards. And when he was retired, he actually sat out in the field for a year. The people who had him, the story goes that they took him out and tried to hunt him, right away off the track, and he was a little bit hot, as you might expect. And so they threw him back out in the field. Didn't really want him. Didn't really have a plan for him. And that's how he ended up with that Strauss at Mid-Atlantic Horse Rescue. And Alissa had been accepted to be in this trainer competition, this challenge that we did. And so she called up Ben and said, "Can you find me a horse?" And this was actually her second horse. So she really only had 2 months to train this horse before Brooklyn in October. But she was jumping cross-country portables out there on the racetrack, doing good flat work. This horse tends to be a little bit stiffer to his back than the earlier one that you saw. A lot of years of racing. But he's getting looser and looser with time. And when he jumps, I think this is something that you'll like.
Stuart, while you're setting up the next exercise, the first thing that I look for when you're reclaiming a thoroughbred is that you have to find a way to get them to be calm. Because it's very difficult to teach them anything if they're excited. And of course, coming from the environment that they've come from, they're just naturally excited. So it's very, very gratifying to see horses trotting around this racetrack after just 60 or 90 days of work. And they're starting to accept their new job in life. One of the ways that you can tell that they're calm is to watch their movement, count their movement. If their trot is a true 2-beat trot, if they have a 4-beat walk, they have a quiet 3-beat tempo. And that tells you, regularity tells you whether the horse is calm or not. Once he's calm, now you can start to teach him these things. I was impressed because Nuno went ahead with his horse and did some leg yielding right away. I usually start these babies at the walk and then the halt, and I will check and make sure that they know how to do a turn on the forehand. That's the first of all of the lateral movements that you're going to teach the horse. Eventually, these horses are going to learn leg yielding, shoulder in, haunches in, and 2 tracks. And you teach it to them in that sequence, because each is more complicated than the one before in terms of the muscular and technical development. So I check first. I'll have the riders halt and then do a turn on the forehand each way. You'll notice that the horse turns more easily one way than another. And then I will go to the leg yieldings that you saw the first horse do. Pretty good for a horse that's used to going almost 1,000 meters a minute, 20 to 30 miles an hour, to be able to canter around a small arena like this without a struggle. That's a lot of progress in a very short period of time, Stuart.
And that was the gait that was the most difficult with his horse. If she took him out in a big open field, I'm sure he would gallop beautifully, but cantering in a small space was pretty ugly for the first month or so. But he's changed his balance from that of a racehorse to race competition. 60% on his forehand to more like a sport horse, closer to 60% behind. And now getting around these turns is not a problem at all. Would you like to see, Alissa, Jimmy was saying that first thing he does is see if they can do a turn on the forehand. You think we can get him to do a turn on the forehand? You walk up along the rail, you halt far enough away that he's got room for his head. Bend him a little bit to the outside, put his left leg on, his front feet in place.
Yeah.
Modest for Stuart has to be one the way. I thought that was very correct. The next time that this horse does what will be a turn on the forehand to the left, meaning the horse is 6, I'm going to move him to the left in a little while, just 12 months. That we want to see the horse's hind legs cross correctly. This horse did a turn on the forehand to the right, and I hope you'll watch it. He did it correctly because his outside hind leg crossed in front of his inside hind leg. He stepped around like that. That is correct. That's the way that should be accomplished. So let's try our luck here. You'll notice the horse is a little more reluctant to one way than another, in the same way that most of us are not ambidextrous. Most of us are right-handed and left-handed. And it doesn't matter, but it's something we need to know about each individual horse. That's the right hind leg. Yes. Softer rein so he can step forward slightly. So he's not as good this way, huh? He knows he has it there, and that's the first time he walked forward. That one step, that was the first time he had crossed correctly. So we know now right away, just watching that simple exercise, this horse is not equally developed yet. He's an 8-year-old racehorse. Are we surprised? Not a bit. Not a bit. Do we expect that? Absolutely. What is the solution? Let me give you the solution. It's called dressage. Okay. The training of the horse to respond to the rider's aids on that. Stuart, what else do we need to show about this?
When I asked her to do that turn on the forehand, Alissa looked at me like, help! You didn't teach me to do this. I don't think she's done a turn on the forehand on this horse, have you? No. We've done a lot of leg yielding and shoulder in and shoulder forward a little bit. So we moved off the leg a little, but that was a new one for them. I was pretty impressed. And you think I'd know to do that all the time I worked with Jimmy, but he never taught me how to train the next racehorse from the beginning. It wouldn't take me until I was working with him.
I kind of had to take you as a counselor.
All right, let's try it on and try to go to the X. See if this horse can jump. Nice. To change direction, do it the other way too. Find a place to change direction in here. And I have to say that Alyssa's pony taught her well. She's got a bratty little 13-hand pony, which she goes novice on, and that pony taught Alissa to ride pretty well, and it's really put her in good position for this horse.
Good, pretty good enough for a horse that maybe it's living in a different way. When I'm first watching a horse jump for the first time, and maybe it's one of the first 2 or 3 times the horse has jumped, I'm not really looking for perfect style, but I want to see that the horse knows where his parts are, that his legs move smoothly into the air. I get some sensation of athleticism, that the horse gives me a little bit of a walk over the jump. They know the jump. They don't just come and sprawl over it, but they instinctively know how to get their body up into the air.
She's going to canter this X, and then in a second she's going to canter a vertical. Come right around to that again. Make a circle, yep. See if you can cover a little bit more ground in your stride. You feel like he's going somewhere. Good. Send him away from it. Come right around, same direction, and jump this other one. Do this. Good. You got a nice little hole in the spot there. Let him walk back. Good job. It was really interesting watching these two learn to jump, because in the beginning, when he did not have this nice canter, he was a mess, and he wasn't very confident, and we just had to wait to get this canter, and then all of a sudden, he feels like he can go around like a hunter. But it's only because, as Jimmy said, the dressage got to the point where there was a canter you could actually ride, and the horse could pay attention to what he's supposed to do. Why don't you go the other direction real quick, and jump the vertical, make a circle at that end after the vertical, and then jump the opposite. And Jimmy is here scouting future upper level 3-day event riders, looking for the next Olympian.
Two-legged, yeah.
Time, circle. Go ahead and let the canter all the way around the ring. Let him get his rhythm. It's awful tight space for any horse, especially a big one like this. And they do not feel inclined to look where they're going and go somewhere and get the job done. Let's kind of open up the front and let it go a little bit. Went for the long one. That might not have been the right thing to do. That's okay. He's a smart horse. Knows where his feet are. Go ahead and get another canter, make a circle, and jump again.
We're certainly now to point out that this horse has had some jumps from quite far away distance, and he's got close, equally comfortable in both spots. He got a little closer to it that time. You could do it.
Shoot again, Alissa.
Didn't hit it. That, for me, that's a beauty. That's a good sign. The horse does not have to be on the perfect distance. That's very much an unperfect distance right there. we should expect with the young horse. That doesn't surprise me at all. I look forward to it because I want to see this reaction that the horse made right here. What do I mean, this reaction? The horse already has enough sense to look at it and say it would be dumb for me to leave from this stride, but the next stride is going to have to be a little short. And without a lot of instruction from the rider, the horse gathered its own body. That tells me I've got a horse that instinctively understands how to do what I scored, and he's going to be very flexible and successful in front of his jumps.
That was that nice slow. He got there with no impulsion, saw what he had to do, and gave that little thrust that he needed. Yeah, smart horse. Not a lot of experience, but his instinct. Let him walk. That was good. Give her a hand. You know, these guys have learned to come out of start gate, and the thrust coming out of start gate is enough probably to get them over the 6-foot oxen. And it usually, you know, these horses off the track, I find when they have race, they're braver about jumping. They might jump flat, they might get impulsive about it, but getting them to jump is usually not a big issue. It's just getting quality canter. But we think Alyssa's got a big future with that horse, and she's going to hopefully be out competing in some horse trials in the spring. And he's already done some cross country, and he's brave as a lion. He's not afraid of anything. He'll go in the water, up the bank, up the ditches, doesn't matter to him, as long as he gets a nice canter to it. And he can get a little bit strong out in the open, but horses get strong too. So good job, Mid-Atlantic Horse Rescue over there. Keep on finding these great horses. All right, Amber. The baby in the bunch. So I don't know, Amber's mom may want to chime in, but Amber would probably rather have her mom stay quiet. This is Cheryl Keller in blue here. So she runs the new location operation at her boat rest farm up in Pennsylvania, where you can also find good horses. And they have 5 or 6 other facilities around the country. They place about 400 horses a year, probably. It's very impressive. They do amazing work. They move them through in 3 weeks usually. Hopefully. Okay, so if you saw the video that we put on our website and on our Facebook page, there's a little teaser video on the Facebook page of Amber cantering this horse around his course at Pimlico 3 months after she died. But I wasn't there to witness it, but I hear that there was a little period in the first month or 6 weeks when she had this horse where she kind of wanted out. She was actually scared of this horse, because I don't know what happened, but she got a little bit nervous. It wasn't going so well at the beginning, right? And somehow she kind of dug down deep, took her time, went through it, and then like a lot of times training horses, all of a sudden there's breakthrough, and you know, she felt like he was rideable. Go ahead and try to round one up. And she definitely wasn't planning to keep the horse at that point, right? And that all changed. And now she is planning to keep the horse. So, Amber's first event horse, my understanding was she got when she was 8 years old. Her first horse, thoroughbred, off the track. She was 18 now. Amber started riding him when she was the ripe old age of 8. And he's been to the American Eventing Championships twice as novice, right? Won a whole lot, Country Club Championships. So she's bored with that horse. And she did her first training level event on that horse. So now this is her young guy. His name is same as always, and he didn't do anything at the racetrack. What did he run twice? Three times twice? $0. That means he didn't come in third, fourth, nothing. And fortunately his owners, like the owners of Thane, and a lot of them, made the decision to retire the horse before there was much wear and tear of racing, because he didn't show any talent for it. And not showing any talent for it here. She's got to squeeze the pump. That got moving, huh? And, you know, there's a lot of variety among the horses that come off the track. You know, there are some that are quite quiet. I usually find it's the older ones who've raced a lot that are quiet, but, you know, they've seen a lot older horses. But even a young one like this, how old is this one? 5, coming 5, okay. So he was a 4-year-old when she was getting ready for the makeover. All right, let's see a little piano. Where's that guy at? How about a circle down on his neck? Good, all the way around. And then find a place to change direction. Kind of feel the diagonal here just to go. Oh my goodness, flying change already. She's not even warmed up. Good job. I remember in the video from Pimlico, this horse was doing a beautiful change, like a show hunter. And a lot of people say, well, thoroughbreds, they only in racehorses only go on their left lead, right? They're always going around to the left. But A, it's not true when you get them off the track. I find sometimes they go rather go on one lead than the other. B, they all learn flying changes when they're yearlings and 2-year-olds. They really do. And they do change. They're on their left lead on the turn, and then they watch them. They go on their right lead on the straightaway. You rarely see a horse coming across the finish line on his left lead because they switch to the right. And they do that partly so they don't get fatigued on one side. Another change there. And we've noticed that when we don't mess with them and let them stay relatively straight, just canter and don't start pulling with the reins and throwing our upper body around, we get some nice changes. Good. Now let's see you push that trot a little bit. And when you're ready, try to react. Change direction, try over the other way. People are making it boring because they kind of act like they're on a bunch of slow people. You know, people have said about this organization, we've been to the Horse Expo with the first was the Trainer Challenge, and a bunch of horses in here that have never been raced other than at the track. They came well, and people said, oh, well, you just picked the right horses. Then we did the 100-day challenge with the horses that were similar. Oh yeah, you get the cream of the crop. Then we did the thing at Pimlico with 26 horses, and they still said, oh well, but what about all the other ones? You guys are just getting the best one. I don't think that's the case. I think, you know, as long as the horse is sound, there's a few that have a screw loose, but the vast majority, if you ride well enough, you can train them. Really okay. Why don't you go? I wasn't paying attention. Shirley, come that way. Put your hump over this left lead. Maybe twice. Good. This horse is sharp. You see him looking up at the jump when he gets there. Waking up the horse. See that again? Good. Find a place to change direction. Oh, mommy raised this one. All right, come around right lead, jump that one. Did you do that, Cheryl? Oh, you did? Oh, well. Vertical. Good. And around to the opposite. I'm sure Jimmy was going to say, now don't throw your body at it. Let the horse do the job, not you. Nice. Wow, let him walk past. Woo.
Pretty impressive story, though.
What do you think about that one?
Well, again, I like this horse. He shows a little bit more style. I can't tell if he's had more experience already jumping or not. You notice in the air he draws his knees a little higher. The other horse has a nice loose style. It looked to me like he had quite as much experience. Yeah. This horse is starting to pick his knees up very, very correctly. The thing I'm impressed about all three of them is that they have such a good attitude. They don't have the stereotypical crazy racehorse attitude that one would think would want to see. And the reason is because they're being brought along to it. Each one of these horses, watching them walking around, working along, keeping trying, learning to be quiet and instead of shouting. And so the things that we now are continuing to teach them make sense to them and come easily to them because they're so athletic. Again, this horse in Ambrose, he stood off, he got in close, he could leave him with equal. And that, I mean, someone like you can make a horse that jump right every time. that's not what happens in the real world. We're going to get there too far away, we're going to get there too close, and we need horses like this that are athletic enough to get, literally, get us out of trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to offend anybody, because I love all horses breeds, and I know Jimmy does too, but I think it would be really interesting to get statistics from the vending association on the rotational falls and the really bad falls cross country to see whether these horses, whether thoroughbreds versus other breeds, whether there was any tendency in some of the other breeds that don't fit quite as quick to be the ones to get in trouble, because I know that it feels a lot safer to go out on a bigger cross country course on the thoroughbred. No?
If I could interrupt for just one moment, we have a 9-year-old boy, missing child, African American. His name is Manuel, and he was last seen in North Hall. If you find him or see him, you need to get him to the front of this building right up here by the main entrance. Okay? Thank you.
Anybody missing their parent? Raise your hand. No. Yeah. So, yeah, these horses feel like they're sharp, like Jimmy said. They got a fifth leg. Hopefully they got a third leg. Get you out of trouble. The other thing that is pretty amazing if you think about what it costs to acquire one of these horses. A lot of times it's zero. We just did a survey of 2,700 owners of thoroughbred X racehorses, including 4,200 horses. And we asked people not only where they got the horse, what the horse did before they got it, but also what they paid for it. And the average price was about $1,200. And in this case, most of them were basically free or an adoption fee to help the organization, which is sort of absurd when you think about the fact that these guys, in less than a year, are going to be going out competing against much more expensive horses. And these girls are really, I think anybody would say, they're well mounted. These horses are absolutely appropriate for these riders, and there's really no limitation in what they can do. The other thing to think about that's amazing is every one of these young ladies is pretty ambitious and probably would love to drop out of school and be a professional horse trainer, right? Or maybe they already have. And if a young person wants to do that, and they're good at this, and they ride well enough, they can become a professional, because you can go to the racetrack and you can get these horses very inexpensively, put in 6 months, a year, whatever level you can get them to, turn around and sell them, and then they're in the market as valuable horses. And that's how I got into business. That's how a lot of people in the vending world got into business. You prove yourself on these horses, and it's good for the horses and it's what they need. So we have a friend. We have a friend named John Don from Wofford, who is very generously, he kind of likes what we're doing because he grew up training racehorses. He rides, his brother's from a racing family, and so he supports what our organization does. And he thought we should give some prizes to these guys just for being so awesome. And so we have these 3 certificates for $250 worth of stuff at the tax store. And I'm sure these girls can shop at the tax store. If we can come up with a reason to give them to them. So, can you come up with any reason to give them to them? Okay, what about Alissa over here? What's the best thing?
I was going to keep all the 3.
Oh, you're going to keep them all.
That's fine. I want to give the first certificate to the horse that Nuno was working with the best on the flat, because he has progressed the farthest in his dressage. And I thought that was obvious. All right.
Should I give this to you or should I give this to Nuno? Nuno will keep it? If I give it to you, your horse might just run out of money. Here's what I'm going to do. It actually comes with a little card. I'm going to give the card to you because that's where you get the money. You can slip that in your pocket. And I'll give the certificate to Nuno. He doesn't get anything except a piece of paper. All right, who else? You got another?
Stuart, then I'd like to give a second certificate to Alissa, because that horse has the best attitude. We came out in a strange environment and did something that he's never been asked to do before, and he was willing to try and do it and did pretty well the first time. And I think that speaks a lot about what he's got between his ears and we recognize that also.
All right. There you go. You got comments? Most people get their stuff online and do it. If you go up to their store, I'm not convinced they can start supporting it. Sure that's a list. Mom, you're shopping. You know, the other thing I just want to throw in there that him being a horse with the best attitude, he spent the most time at the racetrack and he saw it up. So he was in the paddock for the most time, started chaos for the longest time. When he walks into this environment, he could pretty much just right. It's a good thing. So when she's at Rolex, galloping down the head of the lake and people up against the rail, her horse is going to focus on people. He's going to be used to it.
And then the final goes to Amber's horse. It looks to me they have an awful lot of jumping jumps. And that's a very good thing for horses to be 100 jump forward and then he just naturally got the right thing. That's got to be one of the distance.
She gets the credit card, Mom gets the piece of paper. So, yeah, it's pretty fun, I thought, to get the kids of the bunch and make them the stars of the Thoroughbred Makeover. And it's going to be really interesting to see how they do. I'd like to bring them back here and raise all the jumps, show some fancy stuff, and see where they're wrong. But you guys can follow a lot of stuff that we do on retiredracehorsetraining.org. And next fall, October 4th and 5th, we'll be back at Pimlico. And we're going to have teams of top trainers in different disciplines. It's not just about dressage and jumping and eventing. Like last year, we're going to have polo, and we're going to have cattle sorting and roping, and we're going to have police work, and we're going to have all kinds of things that you never thought of a thoroughbred doing. And but this year it's going to be teams of major racing operations with major trainers. And then also a marketplace where people can come and look at a lot of horses that are all available for sale or not. So it's sort of like a festival of the thoroughbreds off the racetrack. So put it on your calendar, October 4th and 5th. Go to our website and come on over to our booth over here too. Tell us about the thoroughbreds. Thanks.
And thank you, Stuart Pittman, Jimmy Walker.